The air in the banquet hall choked with jasmine and champagne, but to Lila it reeked of deceit. Her sister's wedding unfolded like a pastel dream, white roses cascading over tables, laughter chiming like crystal, and her sister, Mara, radiant in ivory lace. Yet Lila's stomach twisted as she caught Tom, her husband of 6 years, slip his phone into his pocket with a guarded glance. His fingers lingered on the screen, a fleeting hesitation that pricked her intuition like a needle. She forced a smile, her lips trembling, and sipped her wine, its bitterness mirroring the doubt gnawing her insides. For weeks, Tom had been distant, late nights at the office, vague excuses, his warmth replaced by a distracted edge. Lila had chalked it up to stress, rationalizing his coldness as her own insecurity. But now, as she watched him weave through the crowd, his eyes darted toward Mara's best friend, Elise, in an emerald dress, the fabric clinging to her like a whispered secret. Their glances locked for a fraction too long, a silent exchange that made Lila's heart stutter. She gripped her glass, the stem cool against her sweating palm, and told herself it was nothing. Just a look. Just a wine. Lila, you okay? Her cousin's voice broke through, soft but probing. Lila nodded, her throat tight, and excused herself to the balcony. The night air was crisp, the city lights below a blurred mosaic of her unraveling composure. She replayed every moment. Tom's late texts, Elise's lingering hugs at family gatherings, the way they'd laughed together at last month's barbecue, their heads bent close. Each memory was a shard, slicing through her denial. She loved Tom, loved his crooked smile, his steady hands, but now those hands felt like they belonged to a stranger. Inside, the music swelled, and Lila returned, her pulse hammering. She found Tom near the dance floor, his arm brushing Elise's as they spoke in hushed tones. "Tom," she called, her voice sharper than intended. He turned, his face a mask of calm, but his eyes flickered with guilt. "Can we talk?" she asked, her word brittle. Elise excused herself, her smile too tight, her heels clicking like a countdown. They stepped into a quiet corridor, the hum of the party muffled. "What's going on?" Lila demanded, her voice low but shaking. Tom's jaw tightened, his silence louder than any confession. "I saw you with her," she pressed, tears burning her eyes. "Tell me I'm wrong." He looked away, his Adam's apple bobbing, and in that moment her world fractured. "It's not what you think," he started, but his voice cracked, betraying him. The truth spilled out in fragments, late-night texts, stolen moments, a betrayal that had festered for months. Lila's chest heaved with rage and heartbreak, her love for him warring with the sting of his lies. "How could you?" she whispered, her voice raw. Tom reached for her, but she recoiled, the corridor walls closing in like a collapsing trust. As the wedding music played on, Lila stood frozen, the weight of his confession sinking in. Then, through the haze of her pain, she saw Elise slip out the side door, her emerald dress a final taunt. Lila's gaze hardened. She wouldn't confront her, not yet. But as she turned back to Tom, her voice steady despite her trembling heart, she said, "This isn't over." The words hung heavy, a promise of reckoning, as the night swallowed her resolve.